Whatever you're doing, stop for a moment and listen to this next interview because it's astonishing. The second series of the BBC's DNA Family Secrets continued last night. I know I keep telling you it's brilliant, but it is. If you've missed it, well, you just need to catch it on iPlayer. We're with Leicester's genetics expert, Professor Turi King, trying to answer vital questions from people all over the UK. Well, Jackie's story last night was nothing short of incredible. Here he is explaining what he'd like to know to Turi in the show.
Well, there's a major missing part of my life. All I know is that my mother, Elsa was her name, she was Jewish. My paternal side, I have no knowledge of. He could have been a non-Jew, he could have been a Nazi. Because why did I survive in a concentration camp? I also used to dream about knowing the possibility that somebody out there somehow could have made it from my past.
So it sounds like there's sort of two questions there. Can we say anything about your biological father? And the second is, can we find any living family members?
Well, I am delighted to say that Jackie and Turi both join us on the show. I wish people could have seen we're doing it by Zoom. And Jackie and Turi and Jackie's wife as well have not stopped talking since we got you all hooked up on this Zoom. It's great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Turi, we'll talk in a second. Jackie, first of all, for people that didn't see it last night, just talk me through how you discovered where you spent the first part of your life.
Well, it's just two major incidents that came to light to me. Was once I was told about 9 years old, I was adopted. I found this out from a boy in school. Everybody in the school apparently knew except me. And then another incident came along when my adopted grandmother, I visited just to see how she was, and she informed me that I was Austrian. She was rather an old lady, but I thought she was losing her marbles. And then I eventually found the whole truth out when I was just about to get married. You have to prove that you're Jewish. And the man said he has to have papers to prove that. Otherwise, he cannot get married in a synagogue. And my adopted mother had the papers. So she produced them finally after a little bit of problem, and that's when it told me that the whole truth and nothing but the truth, that I was in a concentration camp from 9 months old for 2 years, 8 months, coming out nearly 4 years old.
Jackie, it's a miracle we're speaking.
Well, I've only just got notification only a few days ago that out of the orphanage that I was taken by the Gestapo to the camp. 14 other children came with me, and sadly they went to Auschwitz and I made it. Why? I don't know.
That's one of the cores of the question, isn't it? Is how you survived.
Well, I was in the baby ward in this place called Theresienstadt, and it was used as a propaganda camp and a holding camp. And the propaganda camp is what side of it, I believe that's because they did have the Red Cross from time to time coming to visit camp, and they probably produced us kids. There was a few kids in this baby ward, and they said, well, if we're killing them, why have we got kids here? That's one of the reasons I think I made it. And plus the fact that I didn't get ill. If you did get ill, you would have been sent straight to Auschwitz.
It's shattering. And watching the programme last night, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say I watched it on the sofa last night with tears streaming down my face, because it's just, there's no part of it that isn't shocking. To have discovered that in, adulthood, and to have lived a successful life. You're married with an amazing wife. We saw those beautiful photographs of you as youngsters. But behind all of that, there was a yearning from you, wasn't there, to know more?
If one loses a telephone these days, one loses their front door keys, they're in a state of manic situation. Well, to lose one's family, how do you get over that? And this is not just one part of the family. This is all of the family, as far as I know, until Turi come along and shed some light on that situation.
Turi, you said there is one particular story which is the hardest you've ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
And I got the impression from you, the logistics of it are all but impossible, but the emotions bound up with it for you must have also been really hard.
Growing up, you learn about the Holocaust and you kind of feel the enormity of it, but you don't kind of really grasp it until you do something like this. And trying to trace Jackie's family and seeing each family member going off on one of the transports, and oh my goodness, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And then see that there's a DNA match oh my goodness, okay, are they still alive? Did they have kids? And it was difficult as people had changed their names. They'd come to this country. I mean, it was amazing because you see some relatives, they arrive in this country. They arrived in Cambridge, just down the road from where I used to live as a student. So I was like, oh, I know that place. And just tracing it all the way down. And I was so lucky because the person who I ended up contacting was a woman called Tony. And she was the sweetest, kindest woman. And as soon as I said, look, this is what we're doing, she's like, of course I will do whatever I can to help. So yeah, it was very emotional, but also, you get cases on the series that you kind of go, oh my goodness, this is going to be really emotional. And Jackie's was one of them.
Because it could simply have been, and I know, Jackie, that this would have been an amazing thing for you in any case, to have been able to tell Jackie his cultural makeup, if you like, of both his mother and father's side. And it looked like that was where it was going to end, because the Nazis have left us with a massive hole, 6 million people murdered, and their identities, eradicating people's records, birth, death records, all of that. For you as a detective, I mean, as I keep saying, but it is almost impossible what you've achieved.
We had people on the ground in the Czech Republic. We had people all over Europe who were looking for us. I'd be up at sort of 5 o'clock in the morning going, oh, I wonder if we could try this route. So it was the work of a large number of people all pulling in the same direction to try and see if we could answer this for Jackie.
Jackie, this programme, it's very heart. It's got a deep kindness to it, I think. And I get the impression, and the way Turi describes that, of a group of people across Europe almost giving you a collective hug, hoping that they can provide you with some closure.
Pulling in some marvellous information that finally opened up a huge door, and it shed light where there was only darkness for me. And
ultimately, they traced what they believe is your last 2 living relatives.
Absolutely. And I said to Turi when I first saw her, I said, you're not going to find too much about this one. And she proved me wrong.
And look, and the further extraordinary thing is that not only did you find 2 living relatives, but they practically lived round the corner.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the daughters works about 800 yards away from me.
What does it feel like then to have this family so close? Have you been able to connect with them?
Yes, indeed. I only spoke to one of them last night. We had a lovely chat and quite emotional all about the programme. It was truly an eye-watering moment for me and for Lita and most of Lita's family, my daughters, my grandchildren.
Because it affects all of them, doesn't it? Because
absolutely. Until this time, Turi, I was on my own,
Do your relatives, do they feel like family? I mean, have you been able to make a sort of a familial connection?
Obviously, it's 60 years before I find out I've got a bit of a family. I'm hoping, and by the looks of it, I think we are going to make a good connection. It's going to be not easy because we'll be so separate for such a long time. And sadly, these people lived even closer to me, literally about 3 or 4 miles away. We always hear these stories when, people are literally working in the same building. But, to find that the mother of this woman who's connected to me, she came when she was 17 years old and left Vienna. And the people who are related to me today are the product of that situation.
How are you now?
I'm doing great.
That's your wife in the background.
My wife said she's a nervous wreck.
Jackie, it's a great honour to have you on the show, and I hope things continue to go well. Turi as well. We'll talk next week. More amazing people. And the thing is, I know I bang on about the show a lot because I genuinely believe it's one of the most beautiful programmes on telly at the moment. You're changing people's lives, and that seems an amazing thing for television to be able to do.
I think it's amazing, and I find it a massive honour.
Thank you all for joining us. Have a lovely afternoon.